welcome to another strength and conditioning session. So we're going to start off with a 5-minute warm-up, as usual. We're going to start off with a plough march, so just bringing the knee up. We'll just start off by bringing it up horizontal to the floor, so alternate arm to knee. Try to keep a nice strong posture through the body. So lifting your head, keeping the chin tucked down slightly. Just getting some movement into the body. And then once we've done a few of those, we just want to take alternate knee to alternate elbow. Just to get a little bit more movement, a little bit more movement in that area. And then we're just going to hug the knees in towards the chest, one at a time. Remember to keep a nice strong position all the way through the body when we're doing these exercises. And thinking about engaging the core. We're just going to bring that knee up and then take it behind. Challenge our balance a little bit, so bringing it up and taking it behind. And then swinging the leg a few times. Trying to keep this body stable so we're not rocking forwards and backs, we're keeping neutral in the middle, engaging the core. And then the same on the other side, so we're bring the knee up, and take it behind. Bring the knee up. Take it behind, we'll do a few more of those before taking it into a swing. Remembering, trying not to move through the upper body too much, trying to keep that control and stable. Okay, then we're going to bring that knee up again, and then out to the side, so we're opening up through the hips, into the chest, out to the side. Into the chest, out to the side. And then we'll just do a few kind of step overs and the other way. So we're really getting a lot of mobility in the hips. In the hip sockets. Going the wrong way now, forwards again. And then we'll do a little bit of a jog on the spot just to get the heart rate up. And then step out to the side, take the legs to the side, and we'll see the other side. So bending a little bit and then stepping over. A little bit like a French side lunge. Okay, then coming back to the middle, we're going to take our arms out in front and just shrug the shoulders back a few times. And then taking the elbows up as well, so we're making this movement bigger now. Backwards. And then we'll take them forwards, so starting off with a small shoulder shrug. And then bring the elbows into it. Bring them up forward. Okay, then we're going to take the arms backwards all the way around, so as much range of motion as we can. Keep a little bit of bend in the knees. Keep your pelvis tucked under slightly so we're still engaging through the core. And then we're going to go forwards. And then we're going to challenge the coordination again. So we're going to take the arms forwards and then one arm's going to go back and one arm's going to go forward. So we're doing like a windmill arm, but we're trying to get them going in opposite directions, and then we're going to come back to the centre again and do it the other way around. So it's easy, if you start from here, it's a lot easier to get yourself going because you can see which direction each arm is going in. Okay, and we're just going to swing across the body, just twisting into the upper torso. Okay, so I have got a few weights with me today, so we've got some weights options if you want to add weights into the session. You're totally welcome to do that, and I'm going to demonstrate some of the weights that you could use if you wanted to. If you haven't got weights available, that's totally fine as well. You don't need to use the weights. It's just if you have that available, then I'll show you what to do. So the first exercise we're doing is 500. You can use something like an ankle weight for that. I found those in a box somewhere today. I think one of my husband's actually. So 500, we're going to start on all fours, and we're just lifting that knee out to the side, so we're working in the glutes here. And you can either use the weights on your ankle if you want, but probably most people don't have them, or you could use a band between your thighs to give more resistance, but actually doing it without any resistance is totally fine as well. So we're going to do 40 seconds. We'll do 20 on one side and 20 on the other. So we're trying to keep a nice strong core, keeping everything engaged, hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. And then we're going to swap to the other side, so bring that knee up. Try not to twist when you bring that knee up, so we're trying to keep the hips as level as they can be, and we're looking down towards the floor so that we keep moving each line. I haven't done this one for a while. Okay, and then we're going to stand up and go into a lunge. So if you do have a weight, you can grab your weight, you can use kettlebell, dumbbells, whatever you've got to hand. If you're using a kettlebell that is very heavy, you might want to do a few less reps. But we're going to do a lunge forward. So I'm going to take my kettlebell and hold it up to my chest. And we're going to lunge forward. I'll just run like that. Do that now. So carry on because I'm still timing you. Okay, so we're lunging forwards and then back. Oop. I'll show you from the side. Looking ahead, and you can lean forward as well with this exercise. Okay, and then coming back to the middle. And then the next exercise we're doing is a press up. So we're going to get down onto our hands and knees again. And you can either have your knees a little bit away from you, keeping a nice straight line through this torso down to your knees. This is a modified push-up. Or we can do full push-ups with the knees off the floor. And of course, you can alternate between the two if you want to. So we're going to start. 40 seconds. Looking down at the floor. If you want to change or have a rest, that's totally fine. You can do that. It's better to have a little reset and a rest and then carry on doing the exercise well than to push through with bad form. Okay. And then we're going to come onto our sides and we're going to do a side lying leg raise. So again, we're using the muscles in the glutes here. So a way of adding resistance, again, you could use the ankle weights or something like that. Or you could put a band around your ankles, and that's going to add some resistance here as well. So we're going to do 20 on one side and 20 on the other. So you can have your head down on the floor like this, or you can prop your head on your elbow. It's totally up to you, whatever you find comfortable. And then we're just lifting that leg up and lowering. It sounds straightforward, but if you haven't used or done this exercise, use these muscles, then actually it can feel quite challenging after a while. Okay, we're going to have to swap sides. So we'll do a few more because we had to swap round. And one more, and then we're going to come up to standing again. So we're going to do a squat this time. I'm going to show you how you would hold your weights if you have dumbbells, if we're doing a squat. So you can take your dumbbells in your hands and we just have them down by the side. And you're just going to squat down and then back up. So we're thinking about pushing the hips back, keeping the toes in contact with the floor, and keeping a little bit of a bend in the lower back, so we're not rounding when we come down. We're opening up through the chest. I'll just show you with the kettlebell. If you were going to use a kettlebell, we're holding it in front of us here, and then squatting down. And you'll find it feels slightly different whichever weight you're using, because your weight is in a different position depending on what you're using. Okay, and then the last exercise we're doing in this set is a swimmer exercise. So we've done this without weights before, if you've joined a strength and conditioning before, but we can do this with weights. So we're lying down on our front, and you can take something in your hand, a weight. I wouldn't make it too heavy because this is quite a hard exercise. I've tried it with these. They're only 2.5 kilograms, but it's too much. These weights are probably, I don't know, they're really, really light. They're less than a kilo. So what we're going to do is put our head on the floor, looking down on the floor, and take those arms out in front, and we're bringing the shoulders, the elbows in towards the torso. So we're using the shoulders and the upper back. So I've just got these ankle weights in my hand. You could just pick up something. It's a bit like a sandbag, this. So if you've got something that you can just put in your hand, you can use that, or you can do it without. It's totally fine to do it without as well. So we're going to do 40 seconds of this. So looking down on the floor, squeezing the shoulder blades together when you bring those elbows back down. Trying to keep the glutes relaxed, because what can happen is we tend to start clenching in that area. Keep going, squeezing those shoulder blades together, bringing the elbows down by the side, and then pop your weights down. So we're going to do 2 more circuits of those exercises. So we started, sorry, I need to be down on my knees because we're starting with a fire hydrant. So that is the leg out to the side, keeping the torso nice and stable, so we're not twisting and opening here. What we're doing is we're just bringing that knee out to the side so it's as level as you can with your hips. Looking down on your mat or on the floor. I would suggest having something under your knees for this exercise. And then on to the other side. Looking down at the floor, keeping a neutral spine and trying not to twist. A few more. And back to neutral. So we're coming back up to standing. We're going to go into the lunge exercise. So grab whatever weights you're using or no weights, and we're going to move forward. Of course, you could use ankle weights with this one as well, if you had them. But if you don't have weights, then this exercise is really good too. Engaging all of the posterior chain. That's your glutes and your hamstring. And up through the back as well. And back to center. So we're now going to go into our press up. So I'm going to do some modified press ups because I'm not feeling 100% today. So I'm just going to take the knees back and then get started. Try and keep your elbows close into your side as you're doing these press ups. And once you've got used to doing modified press ups and you can do them quite well, you might be able to progress onto a full press up. One more, and then back up. Okay, and then we're coming on to our sides now. And we're going to do the side lying raise, leg raise. So wherever you want to put your hand. And we're going to lift the leg up and lower. You can even lie with your head on your hand like that if that's more comfortable for you. It's totally up to you, whatever position, but try and think about having a straight line through your body as you're lying on the ground. And we're going to swap sides. A few more seconds of these. Remember, you can add a band or weight if you want to. If you're used to doing these exercises, then you want to add a bit of resistance, but if you're not, then you want to get used to the exercise without weights first of all. Make sure you can do it with good form. Okay, and then we're going up to squats. So you can grab your weight if you're using one, or we just use no weight. And then we're going to squat back and up, pushing the hips back, keeping a little bit of curve in the spine. We're halfway through this exercise. And one more, and then up to standing. So last exercise in this circuit is the swimmers, if you remember. So we're going to lie down on the floor. Grab your weights if you've got them, otherwise just thinking about engaging those shoulder blades, squeezing the shoulder blades together, engaging the muscles in the back. Making sure you're not tensing through your glutes. And we've got our face down on the floor so that the spine is neutral, so that we're not arching in the neck. One more. Okay, and then we're coming back up into all fours. We're starting the final circuit, so we're starting with the fire hydrant. So I might try it with the weight on this time around. So probably have to take it off, but we'll see what happens. So if you have got these weights, they are quite good actually. They just add a little bit to things. So we're on all fours, and then we're going to lift that leg out to the side. Or you could have a band there. Okay, and then we're going to swap sides. So I need to swap my weight round. We can carry on going on the other side. And one more, and then lower. Okay, and then we're coming back up to a lunge. So if you've got a weight, you can either have your dumbbells down by your side, or you can have a kettlebell, and we're just going to lunge forward. Halfway through, looking forward, looking ahead at what you're doing. Feeling a stretch as well through the quad at the back. Last one. Okay, and then we're coming back down onto the floor to do our press-ups. So whichever press-up you want to do, you can always alternate as well. Or stick with the modified press-up. Not long left, 5 more seconds. Well done, and release. So we're coming onto our side again for the side lying leg raises. And again, if you want to, you could put a weight on if you wanted to, or use your band. I'm going to try with a weight again, like I said, like the last time. They don't look like much, but they do make a difference. Okay, so we're lying on our side. Just bringing that leg up and lower. I kind of like something from the 80s, these ankle straps. But they do the job, they work. And the other option is you could have a band, a resistance band around your ankles. That also adds some resistance for you. I forgot to swap round, so we're going to do 40 seconds on each side of this leg. So I'm just going to swap that weight over to the other ankle. And then we're going to do 40 of these on this side. It's okay if we go a little bit over. Remember to keep a straight line through the body. Just have a check every now and then. We've only got a few more seconds left, 5 more seconds left. And one more, and release. Oh, I could feel it that time with the weights on. So we're now coming up to standing, and we're going to do our squat. So if you're doing it without a weight, then you can bring your arms up in front, or just have them folded across the chest. It's up to you. If you've got a weight, then you hold it in one of the positions I've shown you before. And we're just looking slightly down to the floor, so we're not looking up. We're making sure that the spine is neutral. Pushing the hips back and keeping a little bit of curve in that lower back, so that we're engaged in that area. And one more. And back up to standing. So we're going to finish off with our swimmers again. So lying down on your front. And either hands out in front. And just squeezing the shoulder blades together. Or if you want to pick up something and use that, you can do. You could just have bags with some sand in. I mean, this is essentially what these weights are. And that would be enough to add resistance to this exercise, because you don't actually need a lot. One more. And then weights down on the floor. Okay, so we're going to do a few stretches just to finish off with. So we'll start off with a quad stretch. We'll stay lying down. And we'll just bring the ankle to the hand. We're squeezing the hips forward, keeping the knees together, and feeling that nice release down the front of the quad muscle. Allowing your breathing to come back to normal if it's a little bit raised. So I like to give you a little bit of time just to reset here, because if we rush through, we don't actually get the chance to release the muscles. So we're allowing that to happen with our breathing, relaxing the breathing and allowing the muscle to release a little bit more every time. Okay, and then we're going to swivel round onto the other side and do the other quad muscles. So taking that ankle into the hand, so we're not pulling, we're squeezing the hip forward and allowing the muscle to release, trying to keep the knees as close together as you can. You can have your head resting down on the ground if you want. You don't have to have it in your hand, it's up to you, whatever's comfortable. You could even put a pillow underneath your head if you wanted. Allowing that muscle to release. Okay, and then we're just going to let go of the ankle, roll onto your back. And we're going to cross the left leg over the right. And then drop those knees down towards the left. Take the arms out to the side. And you're going to look towards the right. So we're twisting through the spine here. If that's too much, you can take the top leg off.
If you want to feel a little bit more release, then put the leg back on top, and every time you breathe out, it can feel a bit like you don't want to let go here, but just see if you can let go. And then we take the knees back up to center. And then I'm going to take the right knee over the left. And then drop those knees down to the right, and we're looking over the left. If you can. Again, if you want, you can just take that leg off. You can use your hand to bring that knee down if you don't want the pressure of the leg on top. And see, just check if you're holding anywhere that you shouldn't be, or that you don't need to be. And then bring the knees up to center again. And then hug your knees into your chest. Bring the head towards the knees. And then we'll just do some little circles with the knees. Rest your head back on the floor. And then the other direction. They're only tiny circles, so we're sort of giving the lower back a little bit of a massage. Might hear a bit of crunching. It's okay. Okay, and then we're going to cross the ankles and then rock up to sit. And then we're going to take an inner thigh stretch. So just take the feet together, bring the feet together rather, and we'll sit up nice and tall. Hold the toes. And then leading with your chin, we're just going to lean forward and feel that stretch in the inner thighs. If your feet are out here, because they won't go any closer, then that's fine as well. You should just feel something in the inner thighs, possibly in the glutes as well, and the lower back. And then if you want to, you can drop your head down. Shake the head from side to side. Then slowly come back up. Taking the legs out in front of you and just give them a shake. So I like to patter the backs of the legs on the floor and then rock the toes in and out from side to side like this, just to give them a little bit of a massage even. And get the blood flowing in there. Okay, well done. Thanks for joining me, and take care. Have a great day. I'll see you again soon. Bye.